Hi, I'm Alani. I have very little personal experience with wine. My family is not big on like drinking before the age of 21. I mean, they're fine with it now, but I mean, they're very like strict on that stuff. But recently they started being like a little less strict since I'm going to college and to FSU and everything. We went on a cruise where they like kind of let us have drinks. Really, my wine experience started like once I got to Florence. Me and my roommates got our first like wine bottle coming here. It was a Chianti, and it was a red wine, and we just really did not like that much. And so we realized that we kind of like didn't really like red wine throughout like the entire trip to Turin, but we do like white wine. I really like the Prosecco. I think that's really good in that it like just tastes better than the other wines. I would really say that the only memories that I associate wine with are like New Year's, because we spend a lot of me and my family spend a lot of like we will actually spend time drinking wine on New Year's, but like only at night. So I guess I kind of just associate it with that. I mean, I have experience with wine, but I don't really have that much experience with wine. So like I would say that a preconceived notion that I had about it is really just that it would taste sweeter and it would taste better. I didn't expect it to taste like super bitter in your mouth. Like it doesn't really seem as enjoyable as people make it out to be. And so I was kind of disappointed, I guess, in it. Some expectations I have for the course. That's a really good question. I learned pretty much everything that I know about wine from my boyfriend, because he likes to really explain that to me. But some things that I'd like to learn is, why are all of the wine cellars really cold when you like walk into it? I know it's for like I think it's because of the corks, and something about expansion if they're warm. So you have something like that. So I just want to understand like why it's stored the way it's stored. How people came to figure out like how long each one should be maturing for, I guess. And the differences in cultures and their wine preferences and all that. I think it's really interesting that like when you go to a different place, the wine has there's tiny differences about each of it. Does the idea of studying wine seem approachable or intimidating? Honestly, I think it seems intimidating because there's a lot. I mean, I guess I feel like there's a lot to it. Like everyone kind of talks about it or makes it seem like something kind of like, when people talk about it around me, I never really understand what they're talking about. So it's kind of like hard to think that I'll be able to learn all of that in 10 weeks. Has anything from our initial lessons changed my previous ideas about wine? Honestly, no. I still think that there's a lot that goes into it, and I think it's going to be hard to fully be able to understand like, oh, how does it taste, like to understand all of the different tastes that I'm tasting when I'm drinking that wine. Because as of right now, I still feel as if each wine kind of or red wine especially tastes the same, and it just tastes bitter and acidic to me. Thought or question that comes to mind, I guess, is just like, another question I have would be, why would you pay like a lot of money for a wine? Like, I know that when I went into a wine cellar, the most expensive bottle of wine that was in that cellar was like $49,000, which I think is kind of excessive. And I was just wondering, like, what makes a bottle of wine more expensive than the others? Like, is it just the aging process, or is it because of other reasons? And I thought that would be interesting to know. Thank you.